In the early 1960s, the U.S. Department of Defense and NASA faced a new challenge, managing incredibly complex aerospace projects. Thousands of tasks, hundreds of suppliers, and one clear goal: to organize it all efficiently, from fighter jets to rockets. To bring order into this chaos, they developed a visual hierarchy that broke every system into smaller, manageable parts. That framework was officially described in 1962. The work breakdown structure, later adopted worldwide in project management. Every successful mission, military, aerospace, or civil, followed a clear WBS. What started with defense and space exploration became the foundation of modern project management around the world. Each dynasty, from the Qin to the Ming, ran its own Great Wall program, coordinated construction projects with one strategic goal: protect China's northern frontier. These programs linked hundreds of smaller projects: fortresses, watchtowers, roads, supply depots, all interdependent, sharing labor, materials, and logistics. Across more than 2,000 years, the wall became a national portfolio. Rulers prioritized expanded or abandoned sections based on defense needs, economics, and politics. Some invested massively, like the Ming with over 8,800 kilometers, while others shifted resources elsewhere. What we see today isn't one project. It's the result of centuries of strategic alignment, resource balancing, and long-term governance. In modern terms, portfolio and program management. What if I told you that the first project managers lived over 4,000 years ago in ancient Egypt? The Great Pyramid of Giza, built around 2,500 BC, took roughly 20 years to complete. Over 2 million limestone blocks, each weighing as much as a small car. They planned, scheduled, and managed resources on a massive scale, quarrying stone, transporting it across the Nile, and tracking every delivery on the papyrus logs. Pharaoh Khufu was the executive sponsor, his architect Himyunu, the chief project manager. So next time you plan a project, remember, you're walking in the footsteps of the world's first project managers. Today's project timelines, we owe them to one man, Henry Gantt. In the early 1900s, Gantt created a revolutionary way to visualize progress, bars showing who does what and when. Simple, yet world-changing. 2 decades later, when America built the colossal Hoover Dam, over 7 million tons of concrete, engineers used Gantt charts to manage 21,000 workers and keep the project on schedule. It became one of the first megaprojects in history where visual scheduling ensured success, completed 2 years early despite the Great Depression. Today, every project manager, from IT to construction, still uses Gantt's simple logic: clarity, accountability, and progress at a glance. So next time you drag a taskbar on your screen, remember it all started with the Hoover Dam. Before the word project even existed, kings and queens already knew, no mission starts without authority. In the Middle Ages, rulers issued royal orders, written mandates defining who would lead, what had to be done, and why it mattered to the kingdom. These orders named a sponsor, often the monarch, and appointed a project leader, such as a master builder or military commander. The scope, resources, and deadlines were written down. Sound familiar? That's exactly what we call a project charter today. From royal orders to project charters, authority, purpose, and accountability have guided great projects for over 1,000 years. Every project begins with a decision and the courage to sign it. What do submarine missiles in your next project have in common? In the 1950s, the U.S. Navy faced an impossible mission: build the Polaris missile submarine program. Thousands of tasks, endless uncertainty. Their solution? PERT, the Program Evaluation and Review Technique. PERT maps dependencies, handles uncertainty, and finds the critical path, the sequence that decides your project's success. When your project has many unknowns or moving parts, that's when PERT shines. Use 3 estimates: optimistic, most likely, pessimistic, to calculate realistic timelines. So next time you hear PERT, remember, it's smart scheduling under uncertainty, born from submarines, perfected by project managers. Ever heard the story of Little Boy in Fat Man? In World War II, the U.S. faced an impossible mission: build the atomic bomb before anyone else. The result was the Manhattan Project, the largest and most secret engineering project in history. Over 130,000 people, 30 sites across the US, UK, and Canada. Total secrecy, zero room for failure. Major General Leslie Groves ran it like a modern project manager. Scope control, schedules, budget, milestones, accountability. Massive coordination. Innovation under extreme pressure. Birth of modern project management. The Manhattan Project delivered Little Boy and Fat Man, two atomic bombs. What if I told you that earned value management was born inside the Pentagon? In the 1960s, the U.S. Department of Defense ran thousands of projects over budget, behind schedule, and completely out of control. So they invented earned value, a data-driven way to compare what was planned, what was earned, and what was actually spent. For the first time, leaders could see instantly if a project was healthy or heading for disaster. NASA and Fortune 500 companies still use it worldwide. Earned value isn't just a formula. It's proof that in project management, the truth is always in the numbers. What if I told you modern risk management was invented for nuclear power plants? In the 1970s, nuclear projects faced a simple truth: one failure could mean catastrophe. So engineers developed systematic methods like failure mode and effects analysis, FMEA. They asked, what can fail? How likely is it? How bad would the impact be? And most importantly, develop actions, corrective actions to reduce severity, reduce occurrence, or improve detection of high-risk items. That thinking later moved into project management. So when you update a risk log today, you're using techniques originally designed to keep nuclear reactors safe. The word deadline once meant you could die. During the U.S. Civil War, a deadline was drawn around prison camps. Cross it, and guards could shoot you. Later, newspapers used deadline for final print times. Project management adopted the word. Today, missing a deadline won't kill you, but the pressure, the stress, the fear of failure, that part never disappeared. Deadlines define time, and they also define pressure. In 1930, during the Great Depression, they took on a project that seemed impossible: a 100-story skyscraper in just over a year. Most said it couldn't be done, but 3,400 workers proved otherwise. How? Through exceptional project management. With military-style planning, daily scheduling, and just-in-time steel deliveries, the team built 4.5 floors per week. At peak speed, 1 floor per day. A masterclass in coordination and logistics. In just 410 days, the Empire State Building was completed, ahead of schedule, under budget, and delivered with flawless execution. A reminder that great outcomes come from structured planning, efficient workflows, and disciplined project execution, even in the toughest times.